So the way I'm doing the reading, I want to understand what's in store for Scorpios for their money and career area, for relationship and love area. And in the end of my reading, I usually end it up with the guidance from the universe so that you Scorpios would really thrive through March and not just survive like the victims of the celestial body movements. My name is Yulia. I've been in tarot world for more than 10 plus years, and my mission is to spread that love, positivity, clarity, and all the practical tools for abundance flow into your life, because we can truly connect to our higher self to spread more impact and to live the meaningful life here. So let's get started. So what's in store for Scorpios for March 2025 in your relationship and love area? By the way, if you love my readings, please subscribe to my channel, because I do those readings literally every day live, sometimes a few times per day. So if you love it, just click the button. Let's get started. So love and relationship area, Scorpios, March 2025. 5 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. It's already an interesting start, I would say. 6 of Wands. Okay. The Lovers. That's an interesting card in this whole sequence, actually. 8 of Cups. So there will be lots and lots of turbulences for you, Scorpios, during this March 2025. Justice. 3 of Swords. Okay. And 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so what I can clearly see here from this reading already, we started from 5 of Wands and we really finished with the 5 of Pentacles. This whole sequence, it shows that the whole month is promising to be like that roller coaster for you. And I would love to understand like which kind of gifts this month brings to you, dear Scorpios, so that you could heal maybe particular parts in your heart center, so that you would get prepared actually for April in a great way. Because when we have such type of a roller coaster month coming for any zodiac here, there are definitely lots of healing capacities here. So let's have a look at it. Recovering heart. Step onto the road of deeper healing. That's amazing. So that's really going in coherence with this whole sequence of cards, and yeah, just like these 5 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles. So this is like that healing month for you, Scorpios. So pay attention to that. Every event during this month will bring you tremendous possibilities for that healing and recovering. And what I really sense is that is the month when you do want to give to yourself lots of self-love and lots of any kind of practices for self-nurturing. It's not about stepping into new relationships during these months. Again, March 2025 for you Scorpios, it's about that self-healing. So any kind of event will bring you tremendous possibilities for healing your inner child, for healing anything in this heart-centered area. All right, so just pay attention to that. It's on some level even some kind of like predestined thing. So the more you will go into the flow of healing within these months, Scorpios, the more you will actually say yes to that healing, the more you will be able to spread just like widen the cycle of how much you can do in this life. It is definitely a preparation month for you to kind of like step into who you truly are, become your real version of you. Because many times it might have been that those situations for you, Scorpios, before, when you were feeling somehow suffocated and contracted, now these months, March proposes you so many possibilities to heal yourself, to kind of like open your heart for much more to come into your life. And this much more, if you go through March correctly, this much more will start coming to you. But you need to give that self-love, self-nurturing to, again, yourself. It's not about, this card is not about meeting someone. This card is about healing you through that self-love, okay? And I am just wondering which kind of self-love techniques you can use to literally restore yourself during this period. Let's have a look at it. Just simple things as, you know, just small indulgements like watch a movie, but it's not just like watching a movie. Just put yourself in pleasant situations during these months. Anything what literally lifts your energy up will serve you, dear Scorpios, through this period. By the way, if you have questions, I will be happy to answer them in the end of this reading. Health checkup. Wow. So you really, again, it's coming to that self-nurturing, right? So it's all about you during these months, not about your interaction with the world, with others. It's about, hey, how can I serve me during this month? How can I take care about me? I've been doing so much for people around me. That's what I sense from this reading for you, Scorpios. Now is the time to actually take care about me, about my health during this period, because it seems like that in April you will have to deal with the world. Usually when I see such types of readings, usually it's coming when we take care about ourselves, we accumulate power, and then we step into the next month to deal with the world. So this month, March 2025, will be for you, Scorpios, the month of your power accumulation. All right? So, and we can see it through the Six of Wands. Just recollect your power so that you steadily, but slowly but steadily, you start like that energy accumulation within you. Do not really spill the milks. Do not spill that energy around. Do not go into any communication, into any kind of interactions which spill that energy of you. Okay? Very, very important. Do not also pay attention to anything what takes kind of like puts you emotionally down, right? Because when it puts you emotionally down through these months, it will drastically start destroying on some level that accumulation of energy. And you need that energy. You want to become like that accumulated battery in the end of March so that you would start dealing with lots and lots to come to you. It seems like there will be that abundance like rushing into you in April. Whenever we have that inner self-work, right, we go inwardly. I promise you, without any reading, already in April, something will happen when you have to deal with the world. All right, so you will see it in my next readings, actually, for you Scorpios specifically. But this is the month of that introspective approach, working with yourself. You remember that health checkup, right? Just giving yourself like any kind of pleasant situation, like putting those small indulgements also around you, maybe eating a bit of chocolate even, you know, listening to pleasant music, anything what can lift you up. And maybe visiting an old friend who was always supporting you, you know, just something around that. If you don't have those old friends, just step into some community which is uplifting and supporting, right? So very, very important. And treat everything from that perspective that these months may be slightly like, it may be slightly not stable, like from perspective of events and people. Some people may even gossip about you, whatever. You don't want to step into those communications, okay? It just doesn't exist in your reality. You don't interact with them. Very important. If you go into protecting yourself or paying attention to them, your energy flow, your accumulation energy flow, all these will be destroyed, right? So you don't want that. You want to continuously keep that focus on how can I serve myself? How can I really accumulate that power, that energy within me during these months? That should be your focus. That self-nurturing, self-love perspective. These two cards actually go together in your reading. It's showing me clearly that you really want to accumulate that power within, so that by the end of the month, you will be ready to deal with more, all right? And just treat everything from that higher perspective. Do you see this justice card? When you always ask yourself question, does it make sense what they talk to me about? You know, just, I don't even step into those communications if they put me down, okay? It's not that. Or does it make sense to right now go continuously and interact with them? If it just puts me down, if it reduces like my energy level, I don't want to go there even, okay? So it just doesn't make sense for me. I am right now into restoring my health, right? Behind the health is energy flow. I am there and I am devoting these months for me. That's how you want to approach that month, to recover myself, so that finally by the end of the month I could deal with the world. Because again, in the end of the reading we see these Three of Swords stepping, so that you would be like that Queen of Swords, which is like this is my sword, and confidently I put it into the place where it has to be put. All right, so do you see that hand, how it puts in there? That's not the card of betrayal in your reading. That's the card of developing that self-confidence. All right, so do you see the vim? How confidently that sword is being put here, despite all the disturbing factors, despite all these crazy cats, despite all this nasty weather. Do you sense the vim of it? And it's just like, hey, I put my sword confidently. All right, so that's what is in there for you, dear Scorpios, for March 2025 in your relationship and love area. Basically, that's the month for self-nurturing and self-love. Now, let's have a look at your career and money area for March 2025. What's in store for you there? Oh, that's very interesting. Anytime when I do the readings, the vessel of health, right? We have like three vessels here. Vessel of health, vessel of relationships, and vessel of wealth. They are all interacting. Do you remember how in your relationships area, we pulled this card? Now in your money and career area, we again have the same card. So that's interesting that these are so-called like karmic cards when you deal with that cleanse, right, and expansion. If you cleanse, you can expand. And this is a tremendously powerful card. The Sphinx, if you go to that level of Sphinx, like the if you start really seeing through what is happening to you, not just like, hey, it's destiny and I'm suffocated and I'm stuck in that. No. If you actually are willing to see much more, the circles will be unwinding. Your impact into the world will be so much bigger, okay? Your influence will be bigger. There will be so much more for you, you cannot even imagine. Because here, since childhood, we are wired to do certain things. And many times we are wired to choose even the career which is not related and really linked to our talents. But when I meet such a card, it means one thing. We are very close to opening up our talents and to connect to our higher self. So there is a very positive theme about this card when I see it in the readings, all right? Let's continue. What else do we see in here? The moon. So the pathway does not promise to be really clear, right? But at the same time, there is hope. There is hope through that light. So it's just like in this life, you see, when we walk through our desires and through constraints of others, and these are these wolves, but still we are led by that inner light, by that hope, by that dream, right? So, and that's a very interesting combination of these two powerful archetypal cards, the moon and the wheel of fortune, meaning that that will be that seeking pathway month for you, Scorpios. Quite interesting. Okay. You cannot believe what I pulled out. Do you remember I had Six of Wands? We have here it as well. Just true story, just in front of you, I pull out these cards. There is this reconnectedness, coherence between these wealth and relationship area, right? So now we can see the patterns. We can see the patterns, how the universe is working through you in these two important areas of your life, all right? Again, Five of Wands. True story. Wow. I'm surprised as well. It's just like these recurring themes. The recurring themes. But here we see that patience. Look at this. Three of Wands. That patient growth. You see how this caterpillar is slowly but steadily turning into that cocoon, the chrysalis with scientific terms, and then it's turning into the butterfly, meaning that by the end of this month of March, Scorpios, if you go through these months correctly, and you are not just like shutting down from all these lessons, from all these healings, from all these events which propose you recovery. You remember this card? The recovering heart, right? So it's the whole theme to recover, to heal the wounds, to heal your inner child, basically. So if you will be open for that, then you will truly actually be able to start seeing so much more and to really transcend who you are. Start seeing and opening up your talents. Okay, so because understand, the caterpillars, they are myopic by nature. I was studying it, I was fascinated. And these beings, the butterflies, why I love these butterflies, the symbols of transformation, that's why I have them every time in my readings, just to remind us about this power which we have within. We are all hidden butterflies. Either we fly, if we are sitting on the trees or some leaves, whatever. Maybe we right now go to that state of cocoon or even caterpillar. But inside of all of us, there is that hidden butterfly. And it's sleeping, it's dreaming. It just needs a bit of guidance, right? Some clarity to walk through that whole pathway patiently and to start flying again, right? So, and that card is the card of that auto patience for you, knowing that, hey, you are in fact predestined to reconnect, to reconnect with who you truly are, to see what is your real talent, who is your real you, so that finally you would really like stand up and start speaking with your voice, right? So very, very important to understand this. Six of Cups, and again we see here that inner work as below, so above, meaning that it's literally you want to do lots of inner child work during this period. All right, so there might be lots of triggers during this period in your career actually area when they will trigger you to act in a certain way. What I would recommend, start recording what happened and how you reacted. All right, because this will open up actually lots and lots of childhood traumas or traumas which you accumulated up to this moment. I honestly, when I have some kind of reaction over certain thing, I always just record it and then I analyze it in the end of the day. I have that practice, like the evening practice. So if I walk through the day and something triggered me and it was illogical how I reacted, and just like, why did I react that way? I promise you, there is some story which was kind of like, that was the conclusion to which your brain, your smaller version of you, your inner child came to while you were a child or while you were an adolescent. So something happened in those years and you could have forgotten about this completely because it could have been so painful at those times. But then it gives you the idea that reaction, illogical reaction, is something what stops you to be who you are, because that inner child, it always just wants to be safe, and it stops us, and guess what it's doing? It's just like puts us in a very small circle of life, not allowing us to act in a bigger circle, because in a bigger circle there are so many changers and it's not safe, so and it's reflected in the impact what we do in our career, and that's what's happening. So we cannot truly interact in a healthy way with people. We cannot truly deliver the results which we want to deliver. And then these society constraints, they just like, hey, deliver more, do more. And it's just like, gosh, it's already too much. It's so overwhelming, right? So there is that pressure, and that pressure even densifies you more and more and more. And then instead of truly connecting to who you are and flying in an easy way like this butterfly, you are continuously under pressure, and you don't see, you become extremely myopic like that caterpillar. You're already not even in the cocoon, and there is no way even to fly. All right, so the way out of it is to start that registering, that self-reflection process, right? So you walk through the day in your work, like in your career. Let's say you are self-employed or you're working for someone, does not matter. You go through the day and you reacted onto something, not responded, reacted. When you respond in a wise way, and there is no conflict. But then there are conflicts, micro conflicts all around the day. So just register, record it, and see in the end of the day, wait, did I react in a logical way or in illogical? If it was illogical way, then what does it mean? It means only one thing. Some kind of story was like accumulated like a sponge in your childhood or in some moment in your life up to this moment. Usually in your childhood, because we forget many things there, and the human being is formed literally by 70%, true story. I was like fascinated when I figured it out. By 70%, the human being is already with its beliefs, with its mental constructs, it's formed by the age of 7 years old. So everything what happens to you before that age is very crucial. And very interesting that we actually don't remember many things, especially that period in between 1-2 years. We are completely unconscious in that period, and those things can affect you already all your life. How unfair, right? But there is the salvation. There are multiple tools like tarot cards or any other ways how you can really reconnect to your center, to your intuition, and start opening yourself up to who you truly are. Working with those inner restrictive mental constructs, right? Because those mental constructs, that's exactly what's keeping you in that box. Okay? So, and that's exactly what's keeping your heart closed. That's exactly what's holding you from abundance flow. So that abundance flow will come into your life, and you will start seeing the possibilities, the resources for something new to come into your life. You want to open up your heart petal by petal. That's what you want to do. And that's actually the mudra for the heart center. That's really it. So we want to just start opening it, but it's very, very tough when we had lots of traumas. Okay, so you want to do it in a very kind way, in that introspection and self-reflection way. And this whole month, March 2025, proposes for you, Scorpios, tremendously powerful opportunities for that. And the whole sequence is about that. I want to ask also the cards, what is the main theme here? Just to check in with them and see if my reading is correct here. Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Can you see that? So again, it's all about that self-recovery, self-healing, right? Healing the wounds of your heart. Because your heart truly, you remember that card, that recovery, self-recovery. And you remember this card which I pulled for you, like that health checkup. But it's not just going to the doctor or something. It's just literally devoting yourself to you, right? Maybe, by the way, just because we see lots of interactions here and instability on some level with events around you, like we see that recurring number 5. Those who in numerology will understand what I'm talking about. When we see the recurring number 5 in the readings, there will be lots of turbulences. But those turbulences, they are like those small poisons which can be transcended into medicine for you. If you do not fight with those turbulences, and those turbulences are like that snake, like that cobra, you see, but you just start understanding what's happening there. You distance and you reflect, because cobra cannot really, true story, cobra cannot bite you if you distance from it. Okay, so cobra bites only in 2 scenarios. One, when you are weaker than it considers you as a prey. Okay, it wants to bite you because it's food for her. So it's the battle of powers. And you can see some people are literally testing you all the time for that. And then the second thing is, guess what? Is it safe or not? If it's not safe, it's endangered, it will start biting. So the immediate thing how to deal with it, you want to distance yourself from it. Okay, that's why I always recommend to everyone who are dealing with toxic relationships, first love, it doesn't help them, distance. Distance, reduce the frequency of communication, because the person is too much into that toxicity. And that toxicity, you cannot already handle it too much. I know what I'm talking about because I was raised literally in a very abusive environment in my family. So I had to distance myself to literally heal myself and heal the relations with my parents through that. So true story. It's just very interesting how it's going in coherence with Mother Nature. All the powerful wisdom lessons, they are hidden in nature. Okay, not even in the books, they are in nature. So yeah, this is a very, very powerful month for you. You may become like that medicine man or woman during that month. That's what is awaiting you there. And let's see how you can claim that power through these months, so that you will not just go, oh, I have to work that much. No, how will you thrive through that month? Because we want to claim that power, right? We don't want to survive through the month. I release the need to control my life. Ooh, this is really powerful. I will tell you the story. I actually figured out that need to control our lives, it's some kind of embodiment which we have since childhood. Like a huge percentage of population is just not only you Scorpios. I figured it in me. I'm Aries actually, and I realized it in me, really stored in my body not long ago. I'm riding horses, and it's my passion actually. I really love doing it. And what has happened is at a certain moment I lost control of the horse and I couldn't halt it. And then it took me a while to literally start controlling that inner breath within me. Really come back to that self-confidence. I think around like 5-7 classes, I couldn't even trot. I mean, running. Trotting, it means running on the horse. Usually I was already like trotting, but I couldn't because I lost the control. I couldn't hold the horse. And then guess what's happening? All those safety concerns, safety and control is very related. And then my teacher told me, Yulia, you cannot really ride the horse if you are trying to continuously control the horse. You must give it some space. You must release slightly those strings. If you don't give the horse that space, you will not go with the flow, with the rhythm of the horse. And I was walking literally very slowly, like a corpse on this horse. Before I was trotting. And now I was walking and I couldn't understand what is that. But the true reason was, and her words were revelating for me. It's just like, oh, I have to slightly release the control. My body wanted control, and it's okay. My inner child, You remember this card? The inner child was so hurt in the childhood, was so holding over safety because like I was raised again in a very abusive environment. And so it's naturally, logically, I started craving with all my body that sense of control in life. You know, through money, through house to own, through stable relationships, you know, all this stuff was kind of like sense of control through my hair, through my looks, you know. But then I realized her words were just like a blitz for me. You know, there is this card, the Tower, and it was just like a blitz. And I was just like, oh, that mental construct of control, that's what's stopping me in my reality. I just have to slightly release with a sense of courage and awareness the control over the strings of that horse so that it would finally start walking. And guess what? In the moment I started releasing and trusting, the horse started walking joyfully. And that's how we started catching the rhythm of each other. I started walking with the flow. And that's how you open up your heart petal by petal to that abundance flow. That's how you go with the flow with life. If you hold the strings of life too much, you cannot really do anything. The horse, like if it represents that life around you, it cannot walk. You control too much. There are no possibilities. It becomes like that densified small circle. And it's really hard to see anything. But then all the possibilities, all the opportunities are around you. And guess what? You don't see them because you want to hold the control. And it's okay. You are not the only one. I was there as well. It takes courage and inner self-work, that medicinal self-approach, when you become like that medicine woman or medicine man for yourself, when you start healing yourself. All right? That's very, very important. I've done it. It means you can do it as well. So let's have a look at your questions, if you have any, because I promise that I will respond to you. Just I would ask. Oh, we have someone from Indonesia, Anja Saputra. That's very interesting. I've never heard anyone was hearing me from Indonesia. It could be nice, by the way, if some of you would write, where are you from? I always love seeing who is from which part of the world, because that brings that sense of connectedness. Now, Ganesh, I think you have a question how basically you deal with yourself when there is a sense that you lost nearly everything. Now, when the moment comes in your life that you see like everything is being destroyed and you lost nearly everything, what happens is this moment brings you a tremendous revelation. I remember how I really had that moment in life. I didn't have money. I was sleeping on the train station. I didn't have friends. And it was really, I lost everything. But that was the moment of utter freedom. You know, those people who are having nothing, they actually have the most freedom ever. I don't say let's actually not have anything, but there is the tremendous opportunity in that moment. So you can shape and form your reality from that moment, because literally everything is lost. You can start reconstructing yourself piece by piece. I know what I'm talking about because I was on the bottom of the bottom in life. And by piece by piece, I reconstructed my vision because there was already nothing to lose. Okay? And that's a very powerful thing actually in that state when you lose everything. And it's represented actually by the Tower card in the major arcana in a Rider-Waite. I want even to show that card to you so that you would sense even the vim of that card. Let me show it to you, because there is the Blitz and there is the Tower over there. Oh, I just cannot find it. It's hiding from me. Here it is. So do you see? It's just like that release. There was the Tower, the mental construct. But now what happened is the Blitz, right, happened, everything disappeared, and that's it. There is a tremendous release through that process. So that card opens up the opportunity for the new to come. After that, we have the star. The star is that pathway of search who you are. So people are very afraid here for that moment when we lose something in life, but that moment opens up that tremendously powerful opportunity of finding who we are. Sometimes in order to find out who we are, we need to lose something in life. Because when we have those mental constructs, those towers are actually those mental constructs. Guess what? We are attached to many things in life. And when the blitz is coming, the construct is opening, and then you can see so much more, the detachment happens automatically. Okay? And then you feel even lighter. I'm not saying let's destroy everything. That's not what I am calling to. I'm saying when you walk through that period of life, you want to have that in mind, that this is bringing you some kind of self-revelation. Remember, after the tower, there is the star, and then the star is followed by the moon that search through the process, right, by your inner light. But still there is a pathway, and then the sun follows, the pathway of joy and light. Okay? These are very mature cards already, and usually mature souls, they are walking here through lots and lots of towers, honestly. That's what I observe. All right. Okay, guys, so I don't see any more questions. If you have any, you can ask them later on in comments. By the way, if you loved my reading, you can subscribe to the channel. I go live literally every day, and I do those readings for the zodiacs to gain that clarity in your daily life, that guidance, and to really start thriving through the months, through the year, and not to survive, right? To be that, not to be that victim of celestial body movements. This is a powerful tool. We can use it in a very powerful way. I also do teachings how to use these decks for your self-guidance without any tarot reader. It's a really fun and easy way. There is a playlist called in my channel Tarot Card Meanings. You can check it out, and I do them live also daily. All right, so I hope all this served you well. Thank you so much, and wishing you a blessed day to come.